The 1990s were a renaissance of psychological tension, espionage mindbenders, and morally murky cinema. But not every film made it into the spotlight. While everyone remembers The Silence of the Lambs and Seven, there's a secret society of 90s thrillers that got lost between blockbuster shelves and cable TV reruns at 2 a.m. These aren't your usual suspects. These are the ones you almost saw, the ones that deserve a remaster, a podcast deep dive, and maybe even a fan theory or two. Smash that like button, lob a comment about your favorite forgotten thriller, and subscribe for more cinematic rabbit holes you didn't know you needed. And stick around to the very end. Number 1 might just hijack your frontal lobe. Imagine you're watching a military-themed fever dream, set in an alternate timeline where the Soviet Union's death rattle triggers a catastrophic nuclear domino effect. That's By Dawn's Early Light, a riveting made-for-HBO film that somehow flies lower than a B-52 bomber on stealth mode. Directed by Jack Shoulder, this high-concept thriller opens with rogue Soviet officers launching a nuke at NATO, hoping to spark mutually assured destruction and bring back their glory days. Not exactly Diplomacy 101. But here's where it gets good. The United States retaliates, not knowing the USSR's official government didn't approve the strike. Enter a tightly wound web of escalating panic inside nuclear command centers and war rooms that feel like pressure cookers about to explode. Powers Booth and Rebecca De Mornay star as nuclear pilots caught in the literal crosshairs of humanity's last hour, while Rip Torn and James Earl Jones chew through military jargon like it's prime rib. If you've ever wanted to see a thriller where bureaucratic red tape might be more dangerous than a thermonuclear warhead, this is it. It's one of the rare thrillers that doesn't glamorize war. It humanizes the decisions made in those final, terrifying moments. Also, did we mention James Earl Jones gives orders in a bomber jacket? It's like Darth Vader got a top-secret security clearance.
We have a preliminary missile trajectory moving north-northeast from Turkey to the Soviet border, sir.
Any damn targets in the Soviet Union.
Mr. President, an unidentified missile, origin Turkey, detonated over Soviet Donetsk at 0530 Zulu.
We certainly wouldn't fire a missile at the Soviet Union. Now, who the hell did?
We don't know, sir. It could have been stolen, it could have been a trick. We need your authority, sir. We need the codes, Mr. President. We are under attack.
To respond massively.
And I believe if we call back our bombers, the Soviets would simply see this as a sign of weakness.
That's a dangerous speculation.
I'm not gonna do it. I can't.
You can't.
I won't.
Recall the bombers, Sam.
What?
You heard me. We have a new commander-in-chief.
They'll shoot you for this, General.
Sam, old friend, I should find such an angel of mercy.
This neo-noir psychological thriller isn't just a 90s relic. It's a taut, slow-burn descent into the abyss, with enough dread to make your skin feel like it's deteriorating. Sigourney Weaver stars as Dr. Helen Hudson, a brilliant criminal psychologist turned agoraphobic shut-in after a near-fatal encounter with a deranged fan. If you're picturing Rear Window with serial killer PowerPoint presentations, you're halfway there. Weaver gives a performance so raw and cerebral you can practically feel the Xanax dissolving in her bloodstream. Her apartment becomes a panic room of the mind, lined with monitors and fear. Enter Holly Hunter, a pint-sized homicide detective with the grit of a Texas Ranger and the wardrobe of a 90s Banana Republic ad. Together, they track a killer who isn't just murdering. He's recreating famous murders from history like some demented film student majoring in murder. The tension builds not through jump scares, but through patterns, shadows, and a creeping sense of helplessness. Every scene has a something's off undertone, and the killer, played with precision by William McNamara, feels less like a person and more like a walking thesis on obsession. This isn't your standard cat-and-mouse thriller. Copycat will crawl through the air ducts of your nightmares.
A criminal psychiatrist, a homicide detective. Together, two women must stop him before he kills again.
All I know to do is change your locks, tighten up your security, and pray.
Sigourney Weaver, Holly Hunter, and Harry Connick Jr. in a deadly game of cat
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
and mouse. Copycat.
You thought Bob Hoskins was just the guy yelling at cartoons in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Think again. In Felicia's journey, he slips into the skin of Joseph Hilditch, a portly, balding catering manager with a voice like warm milk and a freezer full of existential dread. Directed with clinical precision by Adam Egoyan, this slow-burn thriller creeps under your skin with the unshakable chill of British drizzle. Felicia, played with heartbreaking fragility by Elaine Cassidy, is a naive Irish teenager wandering through the Midlands looking for the father of her unborn child. She crosses paths with Hilditch, a man who offers her shelter, food, and seemingly kind words, until the hairs on the back of your neck start standing up and you realize, this dude is way too nice. Felicia's journey relies on atmosphere, suggestion, and one of the most unnerving uses of videotapes. Hoskins turns in a performance so subdued it's terrifying. You keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, and when it does, it's covered in cement and wrapped in cling film. The cinematography is as sterile as a morgue, and Egoyan uses flashbacks like psychological scars, cutting through Joseph's manufactured reality with glimpses of his deeply broken upbringing. If you enjoy thrillers that whisper instead of shout and leave you feeling like you need a long, hot shower, this one's for you.
She left her home.
What's your name?
Felicia. I'm from Ireland.
To search for the man she loved.
All I want to do is contact him.
But a chance encounter...
Morning, Mr. Hilditch. Can I help you?
Is this where they make lawnmowers?
Why?
I'm here to see a friend.
And where the future...
I'm having his baby.
...is written in the past.
Take this needle. It's very scary, I know.
Oh, shit.
And the darker side of love.
He said he loved me.
Reveals the danger of innocence.
Can I help you?
Is this where they make lawnmowers?
Why?
I'm here to see a friend.
We won't find Johnny.
It was a mistake coming here. Some would call it murder.
Welcome to 90 minutes of moral vertigo and claustrophobic tension, courtesy of Roman Polanski's stage adaptation of Ariel Dorfman's blistering political play. Death and the Maiden takes place in an unnamed South American country that's just emerged from a fascist regime. Sigourney Weaver plays Paulina Escobar, a former political prisoner who thinks she's finally found peace. Then a stranger shows up. That stranger, played by a delightfully ambiguous Ben Kingsley, might be the doctor who tortured and raped her during her imprisonment. Or he might just be a kindly man with a bad sense of timing and an even worse accent. Enter Paulina's husband, a rational lawyer caught between his wife's raw trauma and the principles of justice, played with eloquent discomfort by Stuart Wilson. The entire movie takes place in one house, but Polanski directs it like a war film. Every line of dialogue is a landmine. Every pause is a hostage negotiation. Weaver is electrifying. Her character isn't written to be likable, which makes her all the more human. She is paranoid, vengeful, and righteously unhinged. Kingsley plays with ambiguity, shifting between victim and villain with the flicker of an eyebrow. This is not an easy watch. But it's necessary, an intellectual gut punch about memory, justice, and whether closure is even real. There are no car chases, no guns blazing. Just 3 people in a room, holding your morality hostage.
I forgot to take it out. I drove all the way home before it hit me.
You know what Nietzsche said? No. We can never entirely possess the female soul.
You thought that you recognized him.
Thought?
You were blindfolded.
The voice. His laugh.
You gonna kill him?
We push him off the cliff onto the red car.
They're still gonna know it was murder. What am I talking about?
I'm telling you, it's him.
This is kidnapping. This is assault. We're gonna go to jail for 20 years. What are you gonna do with him?
I want him to confess.
How can I confess to something I haven't done?
I'm not crazy!
Sigourney Weaver. Stuart Wilson.
Tell me, what can I say? What do you want me to say? If I'm guilty, you'll kill me. If I'm innocent, you'll kill me.
I just want the truth.
Ben Kingsley. Death and the Maiden.
Before Kenneth Branagh was remaking Murder on the Orient Express with an ego the size of his mustache, he was making Dead Again, a gloriously overcooked, genre-mashing thriller. He directs and stars in this metaphysical murder mystery, alongside Emma Thompson, who at this point had become his on-screen and off-screen muse. They play two people in modern-day L.A., a gumshoe with a fantastic American accent and an amnesiac woman who may or may not have been murdered in a past life. Yes, you heard that right. The film flashes between 1940s Hollywood and 1990s Los Angeles with the help of a hypnotist played by freakin' Robin Williams. It's part noir, part gothic romance, part spiritual psychodrama, and it all somehow works. There's a murder involving a pair of ornate scissors that would make Argento proud. There are past life regressions filmed like vintage soap operas. There are priestly secrets, thunderclaps, and an operatic climax. Branagh, working with cinematographer Matthew Leonetti, goes full Citizen Kane with his camera angles, giving the whole film a high-contrast vibe. Dead Again is what happens when a director takes every idea he's ever had and tosses it into a blender with an espresso shot of melodrama. It should be a mess. Instead, it's a hypnotic high-wire act that manages to be thrilling, romantic, and faintly ridiculous, in the best way.
I loved my wife forever.
Of course, forever. All right.
A crime from the past has obsessed her.
That was Roman Strauss. That was his wife, Margaret. For whatever reason, these events are consuming her.
A stranger
Mike, church
has found her.
How far back are you?
1948.
Hypnosis can take us back to our past lives.
Mike, someone wants to kill me.
Those are just dreams. They're not real.
He had a pair of scissors.
To be the man who ended her life
Roman?
more than 40 years ago.
I'm not Roman!
You were in the house.
I would never hurt you.
How am I supposed to keep him away? I mean, he really wants to see me.
You burn somebody in one life, they get a chance to burn you back in this one.
What exactly is it between you and Mr. Baker?
I could be a good friend, Margaret.
The love and death of Roman and Margaret Strauss has begun all over again. Dead again.
So there you have it. 5 1990s thrillers that slipped through the cracks while we were all watching The Fugitive for the 4th time. If you've got another dusty gem hiding in your VHS collection or some obscure movie your uncle swears is a masterpiece, drop it in the comments. We're always on the hunt for the next forgotten classic. And if this list cracked open a new curiosity for under-the-radar cinema, check out our curated movie playlist where we dive even deeper into the celluloid catacombs. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe, just maybe, keep the scissors in a safe place.